Hello and welcome to Homes for Lambeth YouTube channel. My name is Claire and I am your yoga instructor. Please know that Homes for Lambeth are providing you with sessions as part of their work to support mental health and well-being during this difficult time. We really hope that you are enjoying them. And so let us begin. Let's make our start. Come onto your mat and find any comfortable seat. So for me today, I'm going to take kneeling, but if you'd prefer to take cross-legged, no problem. So let's lengthen up through the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head, and let's take a deep breath in together. Deep breath out, let it go. Let your day go. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then rest your hands onto your legs, close down your eyes, and let's start to shift our awareness to a nostril breath. So mouth gently seals. And we start to breathe in through the nostrils and out. And all you're doing here, my friends, is just paying attention to how you breathe, how the breath enters into the nose, down the back of the throat, and fills these balloon-like structures that are your lungs. And so just hold that image in your head of these balloons and think about every time you inhale, expanding to the front of the balloon, out to the side of the balloon, and also into the back, so that you're expanding into the lungs, front, back, sides. You're getting as full into that breath as you can. And it's still a nice, easy breath. There's nothing strained. You're just taking the awareness to the lungs and trying to encourage yourself to fill those lungs a little deeper than you might ordinarily in your day. And just soften through the body here. So try to ensure shoulders are dropped, that neck is very long. We're trying to create this beautifully aligned, beautifully stacked spine. And that really shifts your mood to be tall and upright and breathing well. It encourages us to bring a sense of positivity and light into the body. Eyes are very softly closed if that's comfortable. If not, you are welcome to sit and breathe with eyes open. And just take your time here to slow the breath down. You're trying to find a sense of ease. A place where you feel safe and quiet and calm, and where the trials and tribulations of the day or of life, particularly at the moment, melt away just a little, so that their effects don't have quite as much of a hold onto you. So just softening, settling into your practice, into your body, onto your mat. Take 2 more breaths. And then ever so softly open your eyes and come to transition into a cross-legged shape, and bring your right leg in front of your left. Get nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and ever so slightly lean forwards, reaching those hands away from you. So sit bones ground into the floor, fingertips reach away. And hopefully you feel this as a nice stretch into your right hand side. So into your hips, into your right glute or buttock muscle. And some of you might even feel it on the left hand side of the hips. And that's okay if you feel it in both. And keep this very full balloon-like breath. Keep that going. So even though you are introducing movement to the body, try to keep the breath nice and still and calm. Take a couple more breaths here. If it feels nice to sway a little bit, then please do. Sometimes by swaying, you feel like you're giving the body a little bit more time to feel the stretch. And if after a couple of breaths you feel the body start to surrender a little bit to the stretch, then of course you can walk the hands further out if that feels the right thing to do. And then ever so slowly, just rise up. And let's switch the cross of the legs so that you can target the other hip. So left leg in front of right, take a deep breath in, and once again, melt forwards. And maybe if this is your more open side, you might be able to come further forwards. And of course, if this is your tighter side, you might feel that you need to be much more upright. Please also note, if this doesn't feel good in the knees, you could bring a pillow just to support underneath your knees, just to fill this gap. Sometimes that can take some of the pressure out of the knees. And if you don't have anything to hand, you can just lift ever so slightly the knee and then fold forwards. So just a couple of options there if this doesn't feel too nice in the knees for you. You could, of course, just take the leg straight if you wish and completely change the pose into a hamstring stretch. Your choice. Let's take another 2 rounds of breath here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Make sure your neck stays nice and long. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Slowly rise up and come to transition onto all fours. So let's begin to warm up, wake up through the spine. Hands underneath the shoulders, spread out your fingers and press your thumb and your first finger into the floor. Knees are underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in, slide the shoulders down the back, lift up the tail into cow. Tuck the pubic bone, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine into cat. And then keep moving with that. Inhale, you open. And exhale, tuck, round and close. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck. So you're trying to encourage the spine to release some of its tension by moving into these 2 poses that extend and then flex through the spine. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, notice my arms stay straight. Exhale. Final one, deep breath in, deep breath out. Come to find a neutral spine. Let's move through a little warm-up flow that targets both your hips, your legs and your back. So start to take hip circles with that right knee. Keep the neck very long. And only go as big as the circles feel right. So let's take 2 more. Here's your final one. This next time, extend the leg out behind you. Lift up through your belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the knee to the nose. Doesn't matter that it doesn't touch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug it in. Take 1 more deep breath in. Deep breath out. This time, extend the leg and then sink the seat back towards the heels and reach forwards with the hands.
Round the spine into cat. So you've just been in this pose, come to revisit, and then lift the head as you sink the hips, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, lift your body into cobra and lift your legs up. So your upper body is in cobra, your legs are in locust, and release. Here we go, second time. Deep breath in, small back bend. Deep breath out, release back to the earth. Inhale, push through into cobra and send your hips to the sky. You're in your first downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet, bending and straightening into each knee. And just feel that open into the back of the legs, into the back of the calves. Good, find stillness. Zip the legs together as if they are one leg. Sweep the right leg to the sky. Inhale, lift. And exhale, step that right foot through in between the hands and bring the knee to the floor. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the arms back. Final time, deep breath in. Feel the stretch through the front of that left leg. Deep breath out. Bring the left hand to the floor and sweep the right arm to the sky. You're in your spinal twist. Inhale here. And then sweep the right hand underneath your right thigh. Twice more. Inhale, we open. Exhale. Here's your final one. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Connect the hands to the floor. Push back for a moment to downward facing dog. And then bring the knees back to the earth and you take that sequence to the second side. Here we go, hip circles, left leg. Hug in and take it out. Take a moment to check in with the breath. Might have become a little more hurried as you start to work. Take 2 more circles. Try to keep the hips as still as you can. To finish extending the leg, once again, lift up through the belly so you're not collapsing into the lower spine. So belly lifts and leg is just hip height. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hug it in, knee to nose. Again, deep breath in, lift. Deep breath out. Lovely, deep breath in. Set your heels to your bottom, deep breath out. Round the spine into cat, chin to chest, and then lower the hips, the chest, the chin to the floor. Hands move underneath the shoulders. Inhale, cobra, body, locust, legs. And exhale, let it go. Again, deep breath in, lift. Deep breath out. Inhale, push through into cobra. This time keep the legs to the floor and then send your hips all the way back to the sky. Bring your feet together, form one leg. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Step it in between the hands. If it only comes halfway, pick it up at the ankle and place it there and then drop the knee. Inhale, sweep the arms and the face to the sky. Exhale, push the hands back. So opening through the front of your right leg now. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring the right hand to the floor and lift your left arm to the sky. Spinal twist, second side. Take an inhale. Sweep the hand underneath the front thigh. Exhale. Inhale, lift and open. Feel a stretch through the front of that left chest and tuck underneath. Here's your final time. Deep breath in, hand lifts. Deep breath out, you take the sweep underneath the thigh. Hands to the floor, pick up the back knee and step back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of moments, once again, to pedal through those feet. Giving your time, your body time to settle. And then let's find our true expression of downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart. Spread out through the fingers and press your thumb, your first finger into the floor. Ears are in line with your arms and the back of the knees is soft. Heels lengthen back in space. Doesn't matter if they don't touch the floor, but that's where we're trying to get to. Let's warm up a little bit through the belly. Pull your belly button into spine, contract your tummy muscles, so a little bit of a brace through the tummy, and then inhale, ripple forwards into plank. Just make sure the shoulders stop over the wrist. If you need to wiggle the feet back a little bit, you can. And then send the bottom back to the sky. Twice more. Inhale, ripple through like a wave, push through your feet. And send sit bones back to the sky. Here's your final one. You're warming up through the shoulders. Inhale, ripple through. Exhale, back you go. Very nice. Bring your feet together. Sweep your right leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. So you did this a moment ago on the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hug knee to nose, bringing the shoulders over the wrists. If this feels too much, take the version back onto the knee once again. Either way, from here, transition back into your downward facing dog and recover with a deep breath in, deep breath out. You should feel a heat now through the shoulders. Final time on the left-hand side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, pull up through your belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Really round the spine. It'll help you to connect to the core. Final one, deep breath in, lengthen the legs apart. Exhale, hug it in, and release, downward dog. And then to give your shoulders a break, let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. To find yourself completely off those wrists, completely off the shoulders, shake it out a little bit through the arms, and then cup the elbows and just allow your upper body to hang here. Nice relaxing breath, should feel good. You get the stretch down the back of the legs. Hopefully you also feel a bit of a stretch into the spine and perhaps even into the neck. So a very restorative pose, Uttanasana or forward fold. And it doesn't matter whether or not you reach the floor with the hands or not. Just hopefully enjoying that it should feel nice into the body. Let's pause the swaying, bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, lengthen forwards, get long through the spine, get long through the neck. And then exhale, release and fold. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Final time. Inhale, halfway forward fold. And exhale, melt back over the legs. Put a soft bend into the knees and begin to slowly roll up to stand. Shoulders roll back. Well done. Come to move to the front of your mat and keep your feet hip distance apart so you can work into your squats. And I'll just demo the first one to the front so that you can see. So spread out through the toes. Take a moment to stand really tall. Pull in through your lower belly. So from belly button to pubic bone. It's as if you're pulling the skin back and away from your clothes. Hands to the heart. Just standing strong, tall, steady, stable. Let the breath settle. And let's start to warm up the legs just a little more. So inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale as you bring the hands into prayer, send your sit bones back and come into a squat. Take one more extra inhale here, and then exhale, straighten the legs and dive over your legs. Hands to the shins, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release and fold. Bend the knees, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hand to the heart. Good. Again, reset those feet hip distance apart. Doing that again, I'm showing you from the side. Deep breath in, lift up. Deep breath out, come into a squat, sit bones back. Inhale here. Exhale, tip and fold. Standing forward bend. Hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Press strongly through the feet to give you the traction and the push to lift tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. One final time. Deep breath in, lift up, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, come into Malasana or yoga squat. Take an inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, let it go. Hands to the shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, press to rise up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. From here, heel toe your feet completely together. Once again, reconnect to your mountain pose. Get tall. Take an exhale through the mouth. Let's take 2 rounds of Surya A. Inhale, sweep up, rise up. Exhale, dive forwards as if into water. Let it go. Hands to the shins. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, bend the knees and step back to plank. Beginners can bring the knees to the floor. Take an inhale here, and then we all bring the knees to the floor. Take knees, chest, chin. Lower your chest in between the hands. Lengthen the feet back as your heart comes forwards. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, push back. Feet hip distance apart. You come into downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Shake through the head. Again, checking in for your strong alignment, hands shoulder distance, pressing the earth away with the hands. The whole upper body, lower body, front body, back body is engaged. Take a deep breath in and out. Bend the knees to look forwards. Get really soft through the knees. Step to the top of the mat or walk. Hands to the shins. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, release over the legs. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise. Exhale, draw the prayer to the heart. Again, second round. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, dive over the legs. Hands to the shins. Inhale. Exhale, step back onto plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower your knees and chest and chin to the floor. Inhale, cobra. It could be small, it could be high. And exhale, when you're ready, back into downward facing dog. Lengthen through the neck. Soften through the gaze and the face. Just enjoy this stretch here. Take another couple of breaths, hugging the arm bones together so you feel you have a real sense of support from your shoulders. Let's bend the knees to look forwards and step or walk top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, dive back over the legs. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep and rise up. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Good. This time, let's take one more just to make our way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Hands to the shins. Inhale. This time, take an exhale and move it straight back to your downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Sweep your right leg to the sky. Inhale. Step the right foot in between the hands. Take the left foot off to the left and come on to the sole of that left foot. Inhale, rise up. You're into your warrior one. Hips are forward facing. Spread through the toes on your back foot. Push into the ball of your right foot. Take a deep breath in. Open the feet to heel to arch alignment, warrior two. A reminder, if you were to draw a line, it would just connect front heel to back arch. Ground strongly through the back edge of the back foot. From here, inhale, sweep the right arm to the sky, come into reverse warrior. And exhale, right forearm to the thigh, side angle pose.
Let's do that twice more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, rise. Keep the bend into the right leg. Exhale, lengthen. Take a deep breath in and pivot to the floor. Exhale, step your right foot to downward facing dog. Move through a vinyasa. Inhale gently into plank and exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lengthen, cobra, back of the neck is long, collarbones broad. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's move through that sequence to the second side, feet together. Inhale, sweep the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step through in between the hands, spin and flatten your right foot 45 degrees. Inhaling, rise up, warrior one. Spread through the fingers to activate the arms. Push into the back heel and outer edge of the foot to activate that back leg. Take a deep breath in. Wiggle that foot, find your heel to arch alignment. It's a little bit longer in the feet. Just settle into warrior two. Front knee over that second toe. Lift up through the left arm and drop the right. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, forearm to thigh. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, arm over top ear. Here's your final one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Fingertips to the floor. You pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Inhale. Transition hands to the earth, downward facing dog. Once again, move through a vinyasa, otherwise stay in downward facing dog to conserve your energy. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Good, coming down with control. Inhale, smile, the collarbones broad. And exhale, send your sit bones to the sky. Taking 3 rounds of breath to recover, to find stillness, and to notice how you feel just after a couple of rounds of your warrior namaskar. And then gently bring the knees to the floor and take a moment in child pose. So forehead greets the earth, hands sweep back. Deep breath in. Let it go. So just letting everything soften. Finding the stillness at the end of the movement. To lift up. Well done. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come to transition to downward facing dog once more, just as a transition to stand. Sit bones once again high. Bend the knees, look forward, step or walk. Lift the hands from the floor. Inhale, draw the shoulders onto the back, and exhale, melt yourself in half. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Take a moment, breath in, breath out. Let's come into a standing balance pose, into tree. So stand strongly onto the right foot and slowly take your time to bring the right foot to the inner thigh. And if that feels too much, know that you could be to the inner calf, and you could also be right toe to the floor, as long as you're wrapping that knee open. You can, of course, hold a wall to give you a little bit more stability. And know that it's okay to wobble and fall out. You know, you're standing on one leg. It's okay. You're building up strength. You're building up concentration. You're getting used to playing and accommodating the body in this shape. So you're adapting to the change that you are bringing to the body. And so all that matters is how you tackle these poses, how you tackle the falling out. So if you do, just take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and then come back in when you're ready. So a couple more breaths, pushing right foot strongly into the thigh and the left thigh strongly back into the foot. Try to uncrunch the toes on your left foot. And then from here, take your time with this transition. Slowly step the right foot back. Catch the ball of the back foot. Once you're there and you feel you're stable, expand the arms up to the sky into high crescent lunge. Breath in, breath out. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Step the right foot to meet the left. Come into Utkatasana. So it's similar to the squat that we did at the beginning of class, but now the feet are together. Feel the heat start to stoke into the thighs. See if you can push that booty back a little bit more. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, rise up, let it go. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Move into that sequence, second side. Lift up through the left leg, foot to the inner thigh, inner calf, or toe to the floor. Try to expand into the whole length of your body here. So get a very strong focus of right foot pushing into the earth, almost it becomes earth. And of course, crown of the head lengthens up. You have this lengthen up at the same time as a pull down. So you're finding lots of space in your body. Take another inhale and exhale. Can you encourage the eyes and the face to soften if you find that they're, you're gritting the face and gritting the teeth in concentration? Can you find the softness in this shape? And then slowly transition to that high lunge. Bend softly through the right knee and ground your back foot. Take a moment and then inhale, expand. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Step your left foot to meet the right, feet completely together. Inner knees press, inner thighs press. Good. Utkatasana pose, also known as fierce pose, because it feels pretty fierce in the body, right? You can feel this strongly into the legs. Take another inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up to rise. Exhale. Let that go. From here, move your feet back to hip distance apart. Sweep your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. Draw your arms straight. And maybe that's where you stay. And if this feels too much for the shoulders, instead cup your elbows or your forearms. Otherwise, if all feels okay for you to be here and you want to take this a little further, take a deep breath in, softly bend through the knees, and melt the upper body into this interlaced forward fold. Squeezing through the upper arm bones. Pretending that there's maybe a small beach ball in between the upper arms and you're squeezing that imaginary beach ball. And often that gives you a little bit more space in the shoulders. Shoulders gently lift up and away from the floor. Again, face is soft. Take a couple more breaths here. Again, that reminder, cupping the elbows and being in this shape is fine. And just make sure the neck is really loose. No tension being held in the neck. From here, bring the interlaced hands to your lower back. So you don't just fling them apart. Move out of this pose very gently and then unwind the arms and let the body go. Breath in, breath out. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time.
And as you come to stand into Tadasana, shoulders rolling back, palms face forward, just notice how you feel. Notice the shifts in the upper body, particularly post the interlaced forward fold. And then when you're ready, let's move into that just one more time, giving the shoulders an extra opportunity to open. So interlace the hands or cup the elbows. Get the squeeze of the upper arms first. Pull in through the belly. Have a little bit of support through your midsection. Take a deep breath in. Soften the knees. Lengthen forwards with the heart. To relax. Let it go. Crown of the head searches for the floor. Neck is as long as you can. And there's a feeling of lifting up through the kneecaps, almost lifting the leg bones up into the pelvis so that you feel supported from your lower body. Breath is full, face is relaxed. Take one more breath in and breath out. Interlaced hands move gently to the lower spine. Unwind them and let your arms release. Deep breath in. Take an exhale through the mouth. And then from here, bend the knees and come to transition all the way onto your shins. Again, take a moment, rest the hands into the lap. Close the eyes and come back to the breath that you've been working with throughout the practice. And take this moment to notice, how do you feel now? How do you feel partway into your class? Has something changed? Do you feel calmer? Does the body feel more open? Do the things that were troubling you, have they moved to the background? I hope so. Really taking a moment to honor the space that you have created within your physical body. Just noticing this sense of ease as it descends over your body. To softly open the eyes. Let's come to move into our back bend section. For this, I really like to pad up my knees. You could do that with 2 cushions underneath, or I tend to roll my mat backwards, just forming a little bit of a sausage roll, as it were. And then you just get a little bit of cushioning. Bring your knees onto that cushioning, and once again, make sure they're hip distance apart. From here, tuck your toes. It lifts the heels a little higher. And bring your hands to your lower back. And for now, have the fingertips pointing down towards the earth. Squeeze your elbows back as if you're trying to get them to touch. And ever so slightly, lift your hip bones. So the front of your hip, lift your hip bones up. Literally as if you're picking up shopping bags. It's that kind of feeling of a lift up and lengthen through the front of your hips. Hands still, gently supporting your back. So it's very small. Think heart lift to the sky. So rather than ditching into the back bend, which really doesn't feel nice at all, definitely not for my body, you're trying to, instead of think ditch down, you're thinking lift up. And this back bend can be as small as you need to make it.
Squeeze your inner thighs together, even though they're not touching. Get a sense of squeezing and hugging in, almost moving the knees together. That gives you a little bit more support from the lower body. Take one more inhale and exhale. Give yourself a moment to come out of this because it is a big back bend regardless. That was called camel, and we're doing a very light version of camel. Take a moment, let the body settle. And then come to have a go second time. So lift up, tuck your toes, squeeze your knees in together. So pretend that you have, again, that beach ball in between the thighs, hug in. Hands to the sacrum, squeeze the shoulders in. Lift your hip points up, lift your chest up and your gaze up just a little bit. But really think neck is long here rather than ditch back, okay? Have this sense of support. You could even bring a hand to the occiput if you wish. Keep squeezing thighs together, keep squeezing arms together, keep lifting hip bones up, keep lifting chest up. Take one more inhale. Exhale, you release once again, gently come out of camel, relax the body. Just taking a moment to neutralize a little bit through the spine. You'll feel the sacrum lengthen once again and the lower back lengthen. You have one more time for camel. Here we go, come to lift up. Tuck the toes. You could even feel this with a cushion in between the legs if you want to practice that another time, if you are watching this class a second time. Hands to the back. If you wish to feel a different grip, you could turn the hands the other way. Some people find this a little tricky to do. So it's now fingertips point up as opposed to down. If that doesn't feel a nice version for you, then stick with the other option. Once again, hip points lift forwards and up, gaze up, chest up. Try to lengthen your tailbone down and in between the legs. Take an inhale and an exhale. Can you give me one more deep breath in to gently release? Deep breath out. Take a moment. Once again, neutralize the spine. Let everything settle. And then when you're ready, just unroll the mat or move your cushions out of the way and come to take child pose. Come into that counter pose. So you've gone from extending the spine to now rounding the spine. Greet forehead to the earth and feel your whole lower spine lengthen. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Your resting recovery. To gently lift up. Come to make your way onto your seat and come back to where we started. Cross-legged position. Right leg in front of left. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen forwards. This time, if in the first option you swayed, this time find stillness. And maybe you notice at the end of your practice that you have a little bit more space in the hips, perhaps. So let it go. Encourage yourself to lengthen and drop. To slowly lift up. Switch, change your legs. You come back into the second side. It's a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release. Coming back to that full breath. Coming back to the soft face.
relaxing through the shoulders. To lift up. And let's come to make your way onto the back. So come all the way down, hug the knees into the chest, and let's move into happy baby pose. So bring your elbows to the inner knees, and then lift your feet and lift up to take a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Knees are deliberately bent. If this is difficult for you, you could bring a pillow under the head, which will help to lift you up a little bit more. And if it's still difficult for your body, then take a frog pose instead, where you just gently hold the front of the shins. Either way, it's another hip opener and inner thigh opener. Take 2 more breaths. To gently release, let's move that into a spinal twist. So for a moment, bring your balls of your feet to the floor and scoot your hips all the way over to the left. Hug the knees in and then drop the knees to the right. Open out through the left arm, rinsing through the spine, rinsing through the muscles of your back, twisting in and around your belly. And even your internal organs here get a little bit of a twist. Let the breath go and drop really heavy into this extended left arm. You might feel a really nice big stretch through the front of that left arm and shoulder, as well as along the outer edge of this left hip and leg. Gently come back to center and take that to the other side. So move those hips all the way to the right, knees hug in, drop them to the left, open out through the right arm, and exhale. You can start to close down the eyes, moving into this sense of rest. To bring yourself back, realign your hips into the center of the mat, and then extend your legs a comfortable distance apart. Have your arms a comfortable distance apart from your body. Just lengthen through the neck for a moment. If you would like to put a blanket over you or anything at all that brings you comfort, then do so. But when you're ready, close down the eyes. Let's together take a deep breath in. Breathe out of the mouth this time, absolute letting go. To gently seal the mouth. Coming back to breathe in and out of the nose. And then completely surrender your body to the earth. Relaxing through your bones, your muscle, your connective tissue, your cells. Everything completely unheld and everything completely relaxed. And just give yourself permission to let go. Know that you're safe. Know that I'm minding the time There is literally nothing for you to worry about at all. Trusting that all will be well. Trusting that it's okay to relax. Maybe the face softens. Maybe you feel the skin soften. Take a few more rounds of breath. Try not to fidget. Just giving yourself permission to be still. To take a deep breath in. Just sigh gently out of the mouth, a real big sigh. And with no rush at all, take the arms overhead and get a real big stretch. You can bring the legs together. You can stretch to the sides. And then draw the knees one at a time into the belly. A little rock from side to side to massage around your lower back. And then slowly just roll to one side to push your way up to any comfortable seat, and you can stay onto your mat. So find that comfortable seat, allow your hands to rest into your lap. Just savoring what you have created, the sense of space, the sense of quiet, this sense of releasing some of the stress that we hold in our body. Take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, lift up. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart center and bow the head in gratitude to your practice, to yourself for finding this time to unwind. And thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you so much, my lovely people. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, do drop us a comment and let us know. We hope to continue these sessions, but as long as you find them useful. And if you would like to find out anything more about what Homes for Lambeth are doing, don't forget you can check everything out onto their website, www.homesforlambeth.co.uk. Otherwise, I hope to see you again in another class. Please enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. And once again, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks.